top 3 players with the most to prove this NBA playoffs. And at number 3, I have none other than Kawhi Leonard. The reason I have Kawhi Leonard at number 3 is because Kawhi Leonard is the player that ushered in this new age of load management, in which players feel justified in taking games off in order to rest for later dates, taking the regular season unserious in order to be 100% come playoff time. Ever since Kawhi Leonard joined the Los Angeles Clippers, he has taken off a ton of time. In fact, this year he's only played one back-to-back game in an attempt to be 100% come playoff time. Now, that sounds good on paper, that you're going to take time off, and when playoffs come, you're healthy and you can go deep. But that's not what's been happening with the Los Angeles Clippers. In his time with the Los Angeles Clippers, Kawhi Leonard has nothing to show for. He hasn't made the finals. He's taken off a lot of games. He's eating up the money that the Los Angeles Clippers are paying him, and he's taking games off. He's robbing fans of the joy of coming to watch him, paying hard-earned money to come watching, sitting on the bench while his counterparts, his teammates, do all the work. And to me, in order to justify all that, you have to have something to show for. And so because of that, he has to win a championship this year in order to prove why he's taking money from fans and not playing, why he's not playing back-to-back games, why he thinks it's okay to take money from the Los Angeles Clippers and not actually play. You can't take time off and have nothing to show for it. And because of that, I have Kawhi Leonard at number 3. He's got a lot to prove to me. And furthermore, I think this is the year for the Los Angeles Clippers. If they don't actually go the distance and win the NBA Finals, I think Steve Ballmer, I think the front office, I think they're going to blow up this team. Because it's been over 4 years and nothing has happened. They gave up Shai Gilgeous-Alexander for Paul George. He's turned out to be a superstar for the OKC Thunder, and the Clippers have nothing to show for in the 4 years they've been here. This was supposed to be the era in which Kawhi Leonard would become the best player in the world. He stated that Los Angeles was his city, and he has nothing to show for. So to me, it's put up or shut up. Do or die. And if they don't, I think it's the end of the road for the Clippers. And because of that, I have Kawhi Leonard at number 3. And so we move on to my top 2. At number 2 on this list, I have James Harden. James Harden, without a doubt, has a lot to prove to me in these playoffs. Why? Because like Chris Paul, James Harden has had his fair share of teams in which he had legitimate chances at winning the NBA title. In fact, James Harden has been in the NBA for 14 years and he's not ever once missed an NBA playoffs. Subsequently, because of that, he's choked more times than I can count. James Harden was my favorite player growing up. I used to watch every Houston Rockets game, cheering him on. He's come up short. He's choked to teams he had no business choking to, like a San Antonio Spurs team that didn't have Kawhi Leonard. And like Chris Paul in 2018, when he had his foremost best chance at winning an NBA title, when the Houston Rockets were the best team in the Western Conference and they took the Golden State Warriors that had Kevin Durant on it all the way to 7 games, he came up short. He choked. The Houston Rockets shot 0 for 21 from the three-point line and they choked. And in the last 2 years, James Harden has jumped ships 2 times. From the Houston Rockets to the Brooklyn Nets, from the Brooklyn Nets, and now he finds himself on the Philadelphia 76ers. Philadelphia 76ers this year is a contender, a really, really good team. They have Joel Embiid competing and playing at an MVP caliber level. So, in order for the 76ers to actually go the distance and win it all this year, I think James Harden's going to have to carry his weight. He can no longer choke in the playoffs. We will know if he does so. The Philadelphia 76ers fan and the media, they will be on his butt about it. If he has questions about it, ask Ben Simmons. Joel Embiid has done his part in the years gone by. Even though they've come up short, Joel Embiid, you know, is going to show up in the playoffs. So the second guy, if he doesn't perform, James Harden, he's going to hear about it. The 76ers fans were hard on Ben Simmons because he couldn't perform. James Harden, you have to perform. He has to perform this year in order to justify why he was jumping ships. It didn't work out with him, with Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant. He has to win it all this year. It's not okay to just choke. That's been his pattern. That's been his MO for his whole NBA career. So because of that, I have him at number 2. He has a lot to prove to me, right? I'm someone who always cheered for James Harden, but I need to see him actually pull through. He needs to beat all the washed up allegations, prove that he's not completely washed up. And so because of that, he's at number 2.